It's an ode to the Wild West. Men and women from all over the world on horseback here at Antelope Island. Their mission? To herd hundreds of bison to help keep the island's ecosystem in check.
We're on Antelope Island for the buffalo roundup, to round up the buffalo. They're big. They're big and they're mean and they're cool looking.
Antelope Island is a gem because it's like stepping back in time. So the causeway connecting us to the Wasatch Front is only 7 miles long, but you drive that 7 miles and you transport yourself back 100 years. It's like experiencing the Old West.
This is a unique herd. For one thing, it's on an island, so that makes it, a closed population. It dates back to the 1890s when the animals were suffering in population. We basically nearly ran them to extinction. Some numbers are as low as 200 animals left in North America. A conservationist brought 12 animals out to the island to try and save the species. And that's the basis of the herd that we've got here today. So from those 12 animals, we grew to some 770 animals that we've got on the island now. Yeah! So every fall, we get a bunch of crazy horse people together and we round bison up off of the island. We open it up to the public. We limit the number of riders, but there's a few hundred. We do ask you to register early because this year we did fill up. We push the bison from the south end of the island, typically up to the handling facility on the north end. That's usually about a 12-mile ride, so it's a pretty good day for most people on horseback. But yeah, so this is the place where you can show up if you've got a horse and 50 bucks in your pocket. You can come and herd bison with us, and that's the reason we continue to do it. Is it's one of those places, and maybe the place in the world, that you get a chance to do this.
Kidding me? How does it go now? Can't hear you. You gotta speak up. We come here the day before and we camp out and everybody gathers up and we have a nice campfire.
A is for the antelope, B for the buffalo, C is for the cowboy, D for the doggy slow.
And there's stories to be told and good eating. Everybody just kind of pitches in, brings whatever their favorite is, and it's a good time. Those cows can turn on you in a second. I can't emphasize safety. All right, that is a must. We all got to be safe. Okay? I'm actually the trail boss or whatever, I don't know how to call it, team captain. I know the natural trail the buffalo takes, and I just kind of tell everybody we need over here, we need people more over here to get the buffalo go in the right direction. I've been out here doing it so much, close to 15, 18 years, somewhere in there. It's very addicting. You've been here once and you can't turn it away.
Yeah, out here for the first time. It's gonna be a good time, I guess.
So this has kind of been a dream for you?
Yeah, to be out there, like riding right by the buffalo is something that doesn't happen every day. It's awesome to see nature and how it works. Animals, they use body language to communicate with you. You gotta know what you're doing. You gotta watch them and see what they're telling you. Be able to read them. So that's gonna be key today, I hope. Try to find that line of if it's better to herd the buffalo or better to watch the people, because there's a lot of people that have out here for the first time and like us, but there's also people that haven't even ever rode a horse before in their life. So to be honest, I'm hoping I'll see some rodeo action inside of it.
Well, with him, he's used to it, but you get other horses out there that have never been by bison, and all the horses are hyped up, and a lot of times you see a lot of bucking before we even start, and people going off their horses, and then they kind of settle down and kind of get into a groove.
I'm excited. This is actually my first time.
Is Bandit ready too?
He's probably more nervous. He's never seen a buffalo before, so.
I've never herded a buffalo, but we'll see if I can handle that. Gonna be fun.
Is there any competition at all?
Nope. Not, well, I guess there is. Don't be the first one to get bucked off.
Riders up in front, march on!
You can't really push it like a cow, like the normal cows and that, because it's just like you see on TV. They circle up and put all the little young ones in between, and they're very, very protective of them. The only defense they have is to charge you. And so we learned that instead of driving straight into the herd, you go on an angle. And so when you go into the angle, they're turning their snort, raise their tail up, and that means get the heck out of there. And so you take off and they'll chase you.
These are buffalo. They're right here.
There is no predator to bison on Antelope Island. Currently, we have 200 new babies typically every year. That's a lot of bison. We don't feed the bison, so it's limited to what the island could support. Grass is what they eat. A mature bison can eat 40 to 50 pounds of grass a day. These guys, they only start out at about 40 pounds when they're born, but within 4 months, they could weigh as much as 400 pounds. So they grow big really fast. And then the bulls, they'll top out at about 2,000 pounds, but at 2,000 pounds, they still can jump 6 feet. They can run 40 miles per hour.
If you're not on horseback, you can come out and view the whole thing from your car, from the road. And then we have a great big public viewing area kind of right near the finish line as we push them into the corrals. The goal is to bring them up into the corrals and get them captured so that the following week we can work them through a series of shoots and check their health. It's a whole process, and then at the end of that, they get sorted for sale. And so we'll sell about 200 to 250 animals a year, just depending on what the island can support through the winter. And that's the way that we cull the herd.
No really hard injuries, so it's always good when there's nobody really hurt. You know, everybody's got one thing in common, a horse. So it's kind of a cool situation here.
You get up on and you start driving them, and like I said, they get a mind of their own. They'll turn on you. You gotta look all around you.
I had one of the mothers come after me, and I was vigilant enough to turn and take off the other way, and it was close.
I would recommend to come to this because it was super fun.
We're really excited about next year and just coming back, and we'll be here.
That was a blast.
This is Utah is made possible in part by the George S. and Dolores Story Eccles Foundation, the Utah Office of Tourism, the Lawrence T. and Janet T. D. Foundation, and the contributing members of KUED. Thank you.